Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see that I am wearing some of my merch. This is a housewife consultant sweatshirt. I have so much more. It's all at heathermcdonald.net. Of course, you're going to see all my live dates there. And this weekend, I will be with my guest. Yes, Chris is on the show today, but he will also be performing with me at Humphreys by the Bay in San Diego this Saturday night, June 24th, along with the hilarious Justin Martindale. You guys are so lucky. You're going to get the greatest show ever. Also, such exciting news, everybody. I've been waiting for this my whole life. It'll be 8 years, July 4th, that I've had Juicy Scoop, and I have finally been nominated for an award for the American Reality Television Awards. I don't know if this involves anything in which I can get an address and call Nikki Haskell to get one of her hidden star caps so I can look my best. I don't know if I have to start taking a shot to get ready for this event because I'm pretty confident I'm going to win because you Juicy Scoopers are going to vote for me. This is how we do it. So you go to the American Reality Television Awards.com, public vote. Then you put in your email and then you go to the podcasting section and I'm about the seventh one down. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm number 7, 8, 9. There's 9 people nominated. I am one of them. You vote for me, and this will be so exciting. I have been working on an acceptance speech since I was 4 for any award, none of which I've never won an award in my life in which I can give an acceptance speech. So Chris is here, and we recorded it yesterday, and we talked about the missing submarine. I don't know what the fate will be when you're listening to this, but this morning, this is Wednesday morning, we did get some good news. They are, now as you know, there are 5 people, 2 billionaires, 1 billionaire and his son, and another billionaire, and I guess the crew, that went down to look at the Titanic. They couldn't find them, but they are hearing some ding, ding, dinging right around where the Titanic is supposed to be, but it's so far down. Since then, I've been obsessed, so hopefully they'll find them. As of now, they have 12 hours left, I think, of oxygen if they don't find these people and are able to help them in the next 12 hours. So it's just absolutely terrifying. And I've watched of what it would be like. And I watched this one TikTok where they're like, imagine there's 5 people in the size of a minivan. All they have is like a little toilet. Chances are, you know, some people might be getting sick, which would be horrible to be in a small space with someone being sick. They're probably panicking, probably for the first part. The captain tried not to have them panic. There's been reports done from a while ago of them saying you actually are using it. What they're using as a controller is like what my kids used as a controller like a few years ago to play video games. It is insane. And there's people talking about it here. This guy that is known as Mr. Titanic, People magazine, said you're dead before you realize you're going to die when you go that far down. I don't know if they make it. I hope I hope we just put Titanic to rest and enjoy it at home watching the movie and nobody ever tries to go down there again. It is not worth it. Meanwhile, this kid, his stepfather is one of the billionaires missing on the submarine, and he is like, well, my family would want me to be having fun. So he went to the Blink-182 concert. I don't know, I don't know what his relationship is with his billion-dollar stepdad, but, throughout history, except for Joseph and Jesus, a lot of people didn't like their stepfather. So I don't know if this kid is like good riddance. I can't wait to see how rich my mom's going to be after you're gone. I don't know. I hope not. And I hope he just enjoyed the concert. Maybe he was hoping to see Courtney and her baby bump. I don't know. But that's what's going on right now. All right, you guys, now let's get Chris Frangiola here for you guys to enjoy the rest of this juicy, fun episode as always.
Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Woo, woo. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I have the original favorite, old blue eyes, sparkling teeth.
Thank you.
Cute haircut, summer fun sweatshirt, Chris Frangiola.
Summer fun sweatshirt. This is the sweatshirt I was telling you about.
Yes, the Malibu. To show that you are a rich Malibu person.
You have to have this sweatshirt to be accepted in like
Malibu.
beach towns or even down Orange County.
Oh, wait, where's your hat?
Well, I wanted, this is,
okay.
Should I reveal it now?
Yes.
Okay, well, I wanted to get your advice because we've had problems in the past about beach vacations. We had a very famous beach vacation we took many years ago in Cabo, and I wore a bandana.
Right.
It's a famous story. You've told it many times.
I was
And,
ready to leave my husband for you
right.
until I saw the bandana, and then I was like, no.
Right. Well, I have a new one.
Okay.
That I bought on the way back from our shows in Tempe. I drove and I stopped at a Love's or one of those travel centers.
Well, so did we, and I just want to say,
Yeah.
so Drake was charging up the Tesla, and I went into like the place. I thought I was going to get us some food at Wendy's.
Yeah.
But I just saw some really weird. It was very crowded. And I just saw a lot of very strange situations.
Yeah.
And I just was like, you know what? I think I can starve for another hour and a half. And I got until we got to La Quinta, and when I came back, the car was gone, and I literally felt like Sandra Bullock in that movie with Kiefer Sutherland, who lost his girlfriend at one of those places.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the movie, but then I've talked about it before because it's haunted me anytime I've gone to a crowded place where there's like a gas station and a couple eating things and it's big.
Yeah.
And anyway, in the movie, she's like in the little convenience store and she sees this guy's bracelet. And she goes, oh, that's so cool. My boyfriend would love something like. He goes, oh, I have them in my car. I make them. And so she's an adult and she goes over and then he kidnaps her.
Yeah.
And then Kiefer is stuck at this place looking for her forever. So that all went through my mind.
You ever see the Kurt Russell one? There's another one with Kurt Russell where his wife gets abducted like at a truck stop. And it's a great movie. I think it's called Breakdown.
Oh
I think they're broken down on the side of the road.
So then I called Drake. I'm like, where are you? He's like, oh, I went around the front to pick you up. I'm like, just get in the car now. I'm like, get me right. I'm like, it was so freaky.
And
Okay,
you
so-
also said, before we came to air, you said the funniest thing. And I love this too. You said there were two people
There was a
looking
couple.
at the menu.
there was a couple.
It was a Wendy's.
It was
You
a
were at
Wendy's. There was a lesbian couple
Uh-huh.
that were all a little bit older. She was maybe 45 and her girlfriend was about 60.
Right.
And they were holding, they weren't in the line yet.
Because they were just perusing the
had to
menu.
decide. And they were looking up at the wedding's menu all over each other like they were in Capri for the first time.
Right.
They were literally, it went on and making out and they're like, stop it. No, you get that. And I'm like,
It's my favorite when you see people looking at the menus of these places that have been the same menu for forever. Wendy's,
also
McDonald's.
get in line. Like you're gonna there's already 8 people ahead of me. You're gonna have enough time to decide.
I think like Wendy's doing the people was like, tell me about the chicken strips. And the person behind the counter was like, I'm sorry, what? Like they wanted to, like they were in like Capri. They're like, they're chicken strips. Like, don't you get it?
Well, Wendy's didn't even have chicken strips. They had nuggets, which didn't excite me as much as a strip.
I know.
And then they did have something like this jalapeno. Oh, they had ghost pepper sandwich.
Yeah.
Real spicy for the Arizona fun. I don't know. I haven't been in Wendy's so long, but I left.
Well,
I got scared and I was like,
it's when
I
you
don't
get
want
out,
this.
you get into, when you start doing road trips like we do, you get into like desert country.
Yeah.
And that's a different world out there. They're in between the Tempes and the LAs. There's desert country.
and then when you're going down,
they live by their own rules.
and then you go down, you're going to the highway, you just see a house where they could see the freeway and there's nothing else around it. And you're like, what made you decide, like, I'm going to build this house right here because I just want to hop on the freeway really quick. Like, you
Right.
didn't want to be any closer to anybody else.
Yeah, 'cause it's a meth lab. Because they don't want it explodes. They don't want it to hit the shrapnel to hit the other homes.
Oh, that's considerate.
Yeah,
Nothing like
so-
a considerate,
Consider
meth dealer. All right. So show
anyway.
me it, what you bought.
Oh, yeah. Oh, anyway, so I wanted, now, this is it's a whole thing, okay?
It's a whole, what?
I'm going to vacation in a couple of weeks out
Yes.
into the Montauk area, you
So
know?
chic.
And I have to do, I'm at this certain age, you got to do more sun protection
Of
than just
course.
a baseball hat.
Yes.
And I can't wear like the big landscaper hat because that looks a
Yes.
little ridiculous.
Right.
So at the Love's outside of Tempe, I bought this.
Okay.
$20.
Okay.
And I think this might be what I'm going to wear throughout
The week.
Montauk.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Can I pull this off? Okay, here. No, wait a minute. Let me give you the scenario. All right, I don't know if you're. Is this laughter? Wait a minute. There's more to it. This is a bad sign. This is a bad.
Chris.
Do I look like a?
Chris.
Is it,
You
wait,
look like-
wait. All right. No,
Can I tell you what you look like?
Yes. Okay.
You look like Clint Eastwood. a real racist Clint Eastwood, but he's actually a really good guy deep down inside.
Wait, okay. So that's not a bad thing, I don't think.
No, because he's just racist because he's so old.
Yeah. Oh, so
But you look old because
Okay.
your
It just-
maybe if you get
Okay.
that eyebrow pencil from your wife.
I have I have a pencil. I have my own.
Can I see it with
Oh,
sunglasses?
that I was gonna do. I was gonna
I think
do.
I might see it.
You think I look racist now? Wait till you see this. Okay. All right. How are we getting better?
Much better.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you wear it, it has to be with sunglasses.
That's what. Of course, it would be with
Oh,
sunglasses.
well, I didn't know that before.
You know, I'm at a beach bar. It's the afternoon. Is this making any sense?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But you got to keep the sunglasses on.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sunglasses
off.
off.
I look like it's my first day at a gay bar, and I don't know. You know, someone told me dress like a cowboy.
Oh my God, I saw a TikTok and they go first day of tidal wave.
What's
And
that?
that is enormous bears that get together in Las Vegas at a pool. And I guess they
Oh.
call it tidal wave because, if they're all in the pool together,
Yeah.
I guess a lot of water would spill out. But first, when I saw it, I just saw tidal wave. And I just
Yeah.
saw all these men. I just thought they were, what happens when you're heterosexual,
yeah.
and you just don't care and you've gotten fat. But then I started look at the video and I'm like, God, there's no girls. And then I saw a couple
Oh,
bigger
yeah.
guys kissing.
Oh, okay.
And then they said, oh my God, tidal wave is so much fun.
It just-
It's every, once a year tidal
Yeah.
wave.
Thankfully, I'm not. Yeah, I don't have any. I love that people do things like that. I respect that there are people who are so into one thing
But I
that
did
they'll
have,
go to the convention of it.
but I have to say, in the world of TikTok of today,
Yeah,
there has got to be one woman that this got on her For You page, just like me.
and went.
No, and saw her husband. There's no way
Oh.
every single one of those bigger guys is living, in my opinion,
Yeah.
an out life.
Okay.
A couple of them have got to be
Yeah.
truckers or convention guys, and a little bit of a Brokeback Mountain situation, in my opinion.
Oh,
And now they've been,
like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
and now they've been outed on the tidal wave.
This is hot Brokeback Mountain, ready? Like this hot. If you do this, and
Yeah.
then you do this, like dopey deputy.
Yeah,
just... All right.
For
well,
you,
there you
just
go.
sunglasses all
Okay.
the time.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Because I don't
I'll take that
want
tip.
you to get skin cancer either.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid at this,
Yeah.
later age. So
Let's talk about this crazy story about the submarine. So this submarine, which by the way, I just came across a video of a reporter reporting on this 5 months ago,
yeah,
in which he was chuckling to the person putting it together of how poorly this was made.
the submarine.
Yeah, the guy
Yeah.
goes, oh, I got this from a camping store and I got this and it's run like this. And the only way to get out of it is for someone to open it from the outside.
Yeah.
So, and they charge $250,000.
Yeah, it's all billionaires who do it.
The submarine is owned by Ocean Gate Expeditions. It's gone missing. It's supposed to go all the way down 12,000 square feet so you can look at the actual Titanic.
Right. And two of the richest men in the world were on it. It's still gone. They haven't found
One
it.
of the billionaires and his son, and I don't know how old the son is, but it was a
Yeah.
billionaire and a son. I don't know if they count as two billionaires or if there's another billionaire.
There was an English billionaire, I believe, and a Pakistani billionaire.
Okay, the Pakistani is the one who brought his son
right,
then.
right.
And $250,000 typically lasts for the trips cost up to $250,000 and typically last for 8 days,
Yeah.
with dives to the Titanic taking up to 10 hours. So they're now saying that, there's no way.
No, it's got to be.
I just realized this is going to be totally old news by the time.
No, it's all right, but it's still an interesting story.
So probably by the time you heard this,
Yeah.
we probably have never recovered.
We're taping in advance a little bit. So,
Yes.
yeah.
But I will just,
People can handle it.
nothing. When I was a little girl, I didn't even like to go in the submarine at Disneyland. There was a submarine thing, and it would take
yeah.
you down, and then you'd see a mermaid. I don't like that. I don't like this feeling of being
Yeah,
underneath
I'm
the
with
water
you.
without being able to get to the top. Whenever
Yeah.
there's a submarine.
Even submarine movies like Crimson Tide or Das Boat or whatever. I mean, it's scary just watching those movies and having to live.
I don't care how rich I am. I don't need to see the Titanic. We've seen it a million times. You can watch the movie.
This is like what you were saying about tidal wave.
But there's not even like a window on it. They literally are watching it from inside on a video screen. This thing out
Oh, you don't
here,
get out to dot. Oh, I guess you
no,
can.
you can't get
It's
out. But
too deep.
there's not even circles of glass, so that you can see with your own eyes up
Oh, so
close.
you-
You're
it's like
actually
watching
just
the
watching the
movie.
video. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we were when I was with my girlfriends in Kona. She said there was a active volcano, and she goes, "Would you guys want to go on a helicopter and see that?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like, we're only here for one more day. We're at this beautiful resort that my friend lives at. I'm like, I'm done like doing activities, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, whatever. So she calls and they say, oh, yeah, we have 2 spots. I'm like, good. Lainey, Liz, you guys go. I don't care.
I'm with
I'm
you.
like, because every time I've done a helicopter, which maybe I've done it like 5 times in my life,
Mhm.
I don't look back and be like, remember when we were on the helicopter? It's just not one of those things that I'm super excited about. So then she calls and they're like, oh, it's $625 a person.
Right.
I'm like, definitely not for me. You guys go. And then she's like, do I want to leave? And I go, listen, why don't I just go on my phone and look up Kona volcano helicopter videos? And that's what we're
Yeah.
going to see. We're going
Right.
to see what someone filmed, like
Yeah.
even better. And I'm just like, I hate to be that person, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I just, why?
I mean, you can say that about everything. You just,
You
like, just
can.
look it up on, yeah.
I know even Drake has been like, why do people go to concerts
Yeah.
when you can just hear the music much better and no one's shoving
Oh.
you? I'm like, okay, Grandpa,
Yeah.
you got to like,
Yeah.
but this, okay, I don't want to, yeah. And I definitely, I don't care how rich I want to be. I never want to go to space ever.
No. Okay.
I'm more scared of being lost at space than lost under the sea.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'd rather be lost at space.
I think I would choose space as well. I
Yeah.
mean, they both seem horrible, but yeah. But sea, like drowning just feels like a lot.
But imagine you're the wife and now your billionaire husband and your son gone because
And
they had to do the
Until
one thing that
2
nobody else
years
did.
later, when you come back and you've married Chris Noth, remember in Castaway, he shows
Oh.
back up and Helen Hunt is remarried to Mr. Big.
Oh,
I
that-
totally forget that he's in that movie. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And I always forget until the end that it's Mr. Big that she remarried.
There's this show on Netflix called Manifest that I started to watch, and then halfway, like after 4 episodes on the plane, I'm like, I don't need to watch any more of this corny shit. But basically, it's kind of corny. But they go on a plane,
Oh, yeah.
and they must have been inspired by the Malaysia thing.
Yeah.
And then they land, and everyone's like, okay, we got to put you over here. And they're like, what's going on?
Right.
And they're like, your plane went missing 5 years ago.
yeah.
And so nobody knows if it's aliens, God related, and all these weird stuff starts happening. But the one guy comes home and the wife is like happy to see him, but at the same time, she like had this other boyfriend she was boning the whole time.
yeah.
And
I mean, eventually you got to move on.
yeah,
Both, I think we've talked about this before, but Helen Hunt must have had, for a short period there, must have had in her contract, there must be a wet T-shirt scene.
she
'Cause
not,
she did
not
it-
a looker in the face. Let's be
Well,
honest.
I mean, she
just saying
she
for the average-
she did the best with what she had.
And the best what she had is she got a boob job about 2nd season of Mad About You, and she was proud of those titties.
And then when she did that Jack Nicholson movie,
she had to go running in the rain with no bra
did it
to
in,
say,
also does it in Castaway.
and she also was in. They put her in a movie where it was hailing hard.
Oh,
It was a tornado thing,
Yeah,
and that was
Twister.
another one.
Twister. She was, yes, that's right. Once again, wet T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw a girl on the red carpet. I don't have a photo of it right here. Yeah, full just a sheer thing, no bra, nothing, just full nips and just a G-string, red carpet outfit.
Yeah. What happened to wet T-shirt contests? They feel like a thing of the past.
I was asked
This
to be
is-
in a wet T-shirt contest when I was in Cancun freshman
Oh.
spring break.
Really?
But they didn't call it a wet T-shirt. They called it a tan contest. Like,
What?
who's the tannest?
Oh, but
'Cause
they
they-
sprayed your
No,
shirt
I think
down.
maybe they just said, just get in your bikini or whatever.
Oh, so you didn't? It wasn't a T-shirt spray you down.
No, I made my friend go because I was like, and they're like, no, you should do it. I'm like, but I'm not that tan. I didn't realize this one of my titties out there. But like, I was like, no, my friend's tanner, and she was flat, but she was real tan.
Yeah. Oh, good. Did she
Yeah.
win?
No,
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
this hot like Asian girl won,
Yeah.
and she was tan.
Yeah.
And she had
well,
big
they
tits.
they
Yeah.
have more melanonin or whatever it is.
Um,
Melanin.
This is funny. Leonardo DiCaprio's a super fan almost drowned trying to swim out to his yacht.
Well,
mean,
I feel like the billionaires on that thing we were just talking about, like
Yeah.
to go down and see the Titanic, and like you said, you don't even really see it.
no.
Like, and if you have that much money, you probably could have just paid. You could have had dinner with DiCaprio and Kate Winslet for this, probably the same
Yes, and-
price,
God, you're so right.
and it would have felt like the same thing. Like, this is. I feel like I'm on the Titanic.
Yeah, tell me about the filming of it.
Right,
You're
right.
totally
I feel like
right.
that would be more fun.
Totally more fun.
Yeah. So.
Unless this billionaire, which I said I don't know how old the son was, unless the son was like 12 and he was like, oh, I've got the coolest thing to take my son to.
Yeah,
And we
I
just
don't know
watched
anything about
Titanic
that.
on
Yeah.
TV together and now I'm going to take,
Yeah,
Yeah, but all these crazy things, just like
I know.
stay put.
Stay put.
Okay, these little fun things where people go in these big
Yes.
balls and you're supposed to
Yeah.
run in them. Again, not something I'd be into. I think I'd get a little claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm.
So this kid in Liverpool, he strong wind came and
Yeah.
he flew up in the sky and he's okay.
Oh, good.
But he was in one of those balls like at a
Yeah.
park and then it went somewhere else and then eventually it popped and he's okay.
Oh,
But of course it reminded me
of the Bubble Boy.
not Bubble Boy, the fake.
Yeah.
No, it was in like a UFO thing. It was
Yeah.
in the foil.
Balloon Boy. That's what I was trying
Okay,
to say.
so this story was at the beginning of reality TV. So this would have been like 2007 or something. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And it looked like a Jiffy Pop.
Yeah.
Okay, it looked like foil, like UFO balloon thing. And this guy was, I'm an inventor, and I was trying to invent like a big thing that would look like a UFO. And somehow my little kid hopped in, and now it's out and flying around.
I remember we were on Chelsea Lately at the time. I remember watching it live
in
the
news.
writer's room.
Yes.
Because all the news channels had picked it up. It was floating through the air.
And I mean, as a mom of young boys at the time, I totally believed this could happen.
Yeah.
And I was just horrified. Like, how are they going to catch it? Like,
Right.
do you get a plane? Do you get a helicopter? Like, what do you do? Is it eventually going to come down? And then he gets it down or something. And the kid is like, I'm okay. And then they're interviewing him. And he slips, the little kid, that he
Yeah.
lied.
Yeah.
That the dad told him to say that he did this. And
Right.
he never actually was in
In
it.
the interview, he says, "You told me to say that," or something.
Right, yeah. And then they realized that he was just trying to get on a reality
Yeah.
show and was trying to like get press. So like,
Right.
oh my God, this is a crazy inventing dad. Now we know about his inventing
Yeah.
stuff. Let's give him a TV show.
And
Yeah.
all he would have had to do was suck Ray J's dick. And he could have been. He didn't need a balloon. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Which
Too-
was
too
much
bad.
easier, honestly.
This girl, Bibi Rexa, this is horrible. This
I know.
guy they just found out who he was. He threw a phone at her. It hit her in the face.
And she got like
A
yeah.
bruise and a cut, and it was towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
And she had to take off. They caught the guy, and he goes, I just thought it'd be funny. I just wanted to see if I could hit her. And I did. So he's been arrested. He's
Yeah.
27. He was at the concert. Some dude. I was like, what? I want to see if like, absolutely horrible. And I guess she said she's been shamed a lot she's been body shamed and age shamed. I'm like, how old is she? 33.
Why is she aging?
I guess they think that's too old to be like a performer. I'm shocked.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I mean, I've never had anything thrown at me on stage.
No, I can't think of that. Thank God.
Yeah.
I mean, could
I've
you
had other
imagine?
females say that like a beer has been chucked at their heads. And
Yeah.
they've had to like,
I've
missed it.
seen it. You know?
Yeah, I've seen it too.
Uh-huh. I think like singers get it a lot more. Like
Yeah.
comedians is, yeah, it would be terrible if they started throwing things at comedians.
I misplaced my phone yesterday at Eureka in the Village and I was terrified. Like I
Yeah.
would never, of all the things to chuck, I think a cell phone, I would rather chuck a baby than my
Right.
phone.
Yeah. No.
Because
yeah.
it's a bigger deal to try to get that phone back. And
Yeah.
then
The guy.
I don't even know where to begin. I'm like, I don't even know where to begin if my phone was gone. I guess.
I think you just start over. You know, you just have a whole new life. Start a new life, new friends, new
Literally,
everything.
if I lost my phone, I'd be so
Yeah.
scared to tell Peter that I lost my phone that I probably would just like.
Just pretend you have it.
No, I just think I would just pack up and call it a day.
Yeah.
Just leave my home, leave my
Uh-huh.
marriage. I don't even know where to be. I just don't even know where to begin with my life.
Well, this would be a perfect opportunity to segue into this next topic, which I brought.
Oh wait, let me make sure I have it up.
I
Which one is it?
dating in your 40s.
Oh well, first let me tell you
Oh,
this
okay.
one. Let me tell you this one. Okay. This poor girl. This newly divorced mom was scammed of her entire 100,000 401k savings in a Tinder, which they now call a pig butchering scheme. Awful name for what it is.
A bad scheme.
Her name's Rebecca Holloway, recently divorced, mother of 3. And she met a man on Tinder who convinced her to invest into cryptocurrency. The scammer posing as a French entrepreneur named Fred. Ew, you're so hot. Like, just can you imagine?
Everything about you just read is all red flags. Crypto, entrepreneur, friend, everything is like, well, you got a problem.
This is called pig butchering. That's a scheme that grooms victims with fake romance before deceiving them with fraudulent investment advice.
Wait, so who's the pig?
I think it's like fattening the pig before you slaughter it.
Oh.
Okay. Which is awful.
That's not
This
good.
is honestly, this is so much worse than catfishing. Catfishing is just like a cat.
Doesn't sound bad. Yeah.
Pig butchering.
Yeah.
Like already you're like divorced and probably not feeling a great amount of self-esteem. And then you're like, hey
already
girl, how's
embarrassed.
dating going? Oh, I got pig butchered.
Yeah.
Shit.
Then
Okay.
you got to tell your friends, and they're like, wait a minute. They call it pig butchering? Who's the pig? You're like, I guess I am.
Single women, they say, are approaching middle age, are so vulnerable. And this is what she said. We have money, but we might not have met the right guy yet. And suddenly this good-looking man starts talking to you and you're excited, of course, which is I always say,
Yeah.
some hot guy is like, you're so great. He's love bombing you, which means calling you all the time, being like, we are meant to be together. And you are like, you know what? Finally, somebody gets me.
Right.
I am this fabulous. I do deserve to have someone this into me.
Yeah.
And he's this into me because he must be right. We must be meant for each other. And that's how they get sucked in.
Right.
Looking back, the signs are so obvious, but at the time, you want to believe it's real. It felt like a movie where suddenly everything around me blurred and became distorted. I didn't even try to withdraw my money. I knew at this point it was gone. Oh, once she realized it was gone. And the U.S. Department of Justice says investment fraud caused the highest losses of 2022 scam reported by the public. And up to 3.31 billion is like fraud
Scam.
through like love and stuff.
Oh.
And they say pig butchering scams are run by criminal groups that operate out of centers of Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia.
Laos.
Oh, Laos.
Yeah.
You're so smart.
Mm-hmm.
Myanmar and Cambodia, with the crime syndicates luring in scores of employees with the promise of legitimate jobs.
I mean,
One time I had somebody call me for a scam, some other type of scam. And I was just fucking with a guy, and I can't remember, it was a couple of years ago, and I had like my assistant there filming me. And then I was like, well, I don't want this, but like, are you single? I'm pretty lonely and I live here in California. And the guy was like had an accent, was like scam telemarketer about something else. And then he called me back and I had to block him.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
he
one.
was completely ready to come over.
I have one that I
Marry
get like
me.
every couple of days. It's like a woman on Instagram who sends me like real graphic pictures of her nether regions, and
Have you
she's
blocked her?
No, I mean, I guess
block her, Chris.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, why? I'll take a look. You know, I don't want to block her completely.
You don't want to hurt her
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah, right. So, but it's always like it's obviously because the pictures. Are, obviously, it's a man looking for me to go. Oh, I like that. You know, whatever. You could totally. I don't know how anybody gets scammed. I really don't.
When we were sitting at the pool in Tempe, we were just talking about that it would be very hard to date if we were single right now. Like if our lives were on the road and we were both single.
Yeah.
And so then I pretended what it would be like as we were just sitting by the pool. And I'd be like, I don't know. Okay, this guy, I mean, we've been talking like on the app. And we exchanged numbers, and he's texted me every morning, good morning, beautiful.
Yeah.
And now he hasn't today. And I'm like, this is the way I would be talking. This is the way people talk. Like, and now I just don't like, I don't know. I mean, do you think he's just busy, or do I like go, hey, boo, or do I let it go? Or I'm like, I can't imagine to have to think about all that and still like do your job and be a mom. And then all of a sudden you're like on a hike, someone's into you. And then maybe you do sleep with them and then they blow you off. So then you're crushed. You have to get on that horse. I think it is awful.
Right.
I feel so
And you've
badly.
never had to experience the apps. You never went through the app world, which is what it is now. I was in app world early on in my, and loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Well, I think it's better for guys, and especially
100%.
cute guys that have
100%.
a couple bucks
Yeah.
of a certain age, because if you own a home
Yeah.
and are like 50 and you have a slight sense of style,
Yeah.
you could get laid multiple times a day
Absolutely.
with people coming to your house and blowing you in your garage. Like, because anywhere from like 35 to 60,
Right.
a woman is like, finally, a guy that's appropriate for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need him to be the richest. I don't need him to be the most gorgeous.
Yeah.
But we really connect. And then meanwhile, this 50-year-old guy who had to work so hard to get laid in high school and college, then had a bitchy wife for 20 years. It is like the greatest thing ever
Yeah.
for a guy.
Honestly, just a couple of candles and a couple of like new bed sheets would get you laid so hard in today's day and age.
I always said a headboard.
Headboards.
Just somebody with a
But
headboard.
these days, you see
gotta
like a Kim
upgrade it.
Kardashian house. Like there are beds that are a little sleeker these days, so there are no
Yes.
headboards anymore. It might be a bit of a thing, but there are some. But
I'm just saying, in my day, I was like, I'd like a headboard, not just like a
yeah,
futon situation, or like a, when guys just like didn't have like real beds.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, like a mattress on the floor.
Yeah,
See, I've
like-
never been that guy.
No.
Thank God.
No.
But even like when you watch like 80s movies and stuff,
Yeah.
the girl would always go over to like the guy's house and it just had these gorgeous like what they call those loft home,
Oh yeah, it's always
New
a
York
lot.
City,
It's
with no
always an elevator that just opens up
just
to the
opens
place.
to the
It's always an
That's
industrial
my
place. Why
favorite.
is
Yeah,
that?
I
And
know,
I'm always like,
everybody,
I
that was a
think-
hot look, and like every movie's from like 82 to like 92.
Yes.
Every person had that. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Which is looking at it now, it's like how are these guys not? Nobody back then was like, they seem very gay. 3 Men and a Baby. I don't know if the movie even plays like today. You could watch it and go, because the three of them lived in like the same room, more or less. It was Ted Danson,
Yeah.
Steve Guttenberg, and Tom Selleck.
Right.
All three of them looked completely flaming. It looked like Tidal Wave. But nobody was like, I don't know, these guys, and they had a baby and they were.
I was always like, whenever I'd watch TV, I was like, why is the orange juice in a glass thing? Why isn't it just in a carton for these families? I mean, they're rushing to get the kids off to school.
Yeah.
And then it was always like a beautiful breakfast.
Mhm.
I actually just saw someone do a meme, so I don't want to take complete credit
Right.
for this idea because I did see it. But it was like, they said in every movie, the kid just takes one bite of toast. Got to go to school, Mom. The guy's like, I've got a big meeting. And there's like waffles, eggs, bacon, sausage, like on a Tuesday morning. And the mom's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is,
Yeah.
but it was always like, and I said, I'm like, Mom, why don't you put the orange juice in the canister? And then because my parents grew up in advertising, they were like, no, they just can't put the carton. Every other family in
Oh,
America
that's right.
leaves it in the carton, but
Yeah.
they can't have it in a carton.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I just thought we were like a loser family.
We were big carton, just drink right out of the carton, like in
Ba-
the refrigerator door open.
Back in the poor days of the McDonald house,
Yeah.
we would do the frozen concentrate.
So do we. Yeah.
That's like a step below just a
Oh,
carton.
I didn't even.
God forbid.
I thought
there's
that's all they
fresh
had
squeezed.
back then.
No, they had the carton already done. And
Yeah.
then you take that and then you'd stir it,
Yeah,
stir
you
it,
stir
stir
it
it,
with
stir
water.
it. Yes, yeah.
I'll give you worse than that. I'll tell you how poor the Frangiolas were. We had like milk that was powdered milk. Yes, I know.
Isn't
This
that,
is like 70s. It was
that's
like
not like
government.
yeah. but you
We weren't
that-
quite that bad, but I think there was a time we would use
Okay.
powdered milk.
All
pour
right,
water
well, now
in.
that's gotten sad. Well, you said you read this article, 13 tips for dating in your 40s. Let's hear about that.
Well, I mean, it's you got to just scroll. I mean, it's kind of like what you were just saying. It's amazing what these people have to go through, and it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like, just concerned about
Background checks.
are they gonna? And then like what I found here it is.
And I also just think the effort of like being like,
What-
oh, it's a Tuesday. I promised to go on this date. I think a lot of the reason people ghost
Yeah,
is that you say, sure, like coming back from Arizona, I was like to my friend, she was in the Palm Desert area too, and I were staying at the Palm Desert house.
yeah,
And I said, yeah, I mean, we'll get home up at 3 if you want to come by or if you want to go to dinner, I'm down.
okay,
And then she's like, okay. And then 3:30, like 3:30, 3:45 comes. I'm like, are you coming or not? Because I just,
Right.
otherwise I might just like take it up. But I didn't say that. And then she's like, we're having rosé here. Do you mind if we don't? And I go, totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm like thrilled, canceled. But now think about this as like a first date. Like you're going
Right.
on a job interview like 2 times a week.
Yeah.
And how often people come where all of a sudden it comes to that Sunday and they're like, and then the person feels rejected, but it's really not you because they haven't met you.
Yeah.
But it's like people want to flake. Don't you get it? They
Well,
want to ghost.
I follow. Oh, I'd be the king of the ghosters if I was in this world still. But
Yeah.
this is one that I think is interesting, and I'll
Yeah.
read it to you. This is number 6. There's
Okay.
14 of them. Dating in your 40s.
All right.
It's in Brides magazine. Navigate gender stereotypes. Dating in today's landscape can present confusing expectations around gender roles. It's likely you and your partner will have different ideas and philosophies, especially when you're financially independent and used to being single. Who picks up the check and how often? Do you want the door open for you? Do you want to open it yourself? Not being on the same page can lead to awkwardness. Open and honest communication between 2 loving, solemnly committed partners is required to make all types of. So it's basically
So
now
what
this
we-
is a whole different thing. Like,
So
well,
before you even go on the date
you got to say,
to Sole Luna, you say,
right.
okay, we're meeting on a first date, and I have to text you and be like, yes, I can meet you 6 o'clock on a Monday. Are we splitting? Is this just apps and ships?
Do I hold the door open for you? Like, you don't need to. I'm a perfectly independent woman. You don't need to hold the door for me. Like these.
You
are
have
the,
to say all this.
I guess that's what they're saying. This is you got to get that all worked out beforehand.
Yeah.
You know.
I noticed that, like, with certain people, also, it's good if you get on the same political page right off the bat.
Oh
Just-
yeah.
Just be like, yeah,
Right.
like, what
Yeah.
are you? And then, okay, good.
Yeah, that's
we're
another
the same
one that
because
like a
otherwise,
few years ago, I don't think that any of that mattered. That seems to
Yeah.
really matter these days. But yeah, and it's it's just a lot about how often you should wait, how long you should wait for like sex.
right.
I think at that point, I mean,
I kind of think splitting the bill for the first initial meeting
yeah,
is probably good, especially if you're not into the dude, because you don't need him being pissed. And then maybe the second date, if he goes, I'd like to see you again, then you're like, okay, if that's the way you feel, then then I go traditional route and you
I-
choose the place and tell me when you want and I'll wait to hear from you. And it's going to be a traditional role. And if you're not into that, then let's just remain friends.
I think I'd make a hard, fast rule that if you were on a date at any age with a guy and he makes you split the bill, that is, you gotta bail on that one.
I agree with that too, but I just was wondering if just like
That's a huge red flag.
I know,
and
but I
think
was just okay. This is what I think.
it's going
I
to
take
become
it
a
back.
problem later down the road.
I think this is what I think. I think if you're a guy and you want to pay the bill,
yeah,
and she's insisting that she pays half, she doesn't like you. And she doesn't
Ex-
want to feel guilty.
Agreed.
That's what I mean more like. She wants
You're
out.
right.
She doesn't want to get a bitter,
Yeah, like
message of
you-
like, I wasn't even hungry for that pasta and you insisted on splitting it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So
Right.
yeah, if the girl insists, and then you got to come up if she's still insisting, and you come up with something else. All right, you buy the ice cream after, and they're like, oh, there's not going to be any of that. Like, no, I got to go home. Then you know it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just also difficult.
Oh my God.
To those single people out there of a certain age, like
I
it's
just
great
want
to
to
be
say,
single.
like,
when you're-
I feel for you,
yeah,
and some people do.
I'm
get
sure there's perks to it too.
Total perks. Just like, yeah. I mean, I have a friend and she's a widow and she is dating 3 different people and they all have money.
And loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's doing 3 dicks.
3 dicks in
Really?
different parts of the world.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, and she is over 50 and, she is gorgeous and has some bucks on her own,
Yeah.
but she's a catch and these guys are catches too. So it's not like it can't happen.
Right.
I just think it's rare. I think
Yeah.
this is the more common story of like, you've been married to an asshole, you get on this thing, and this hot French guy is like, I
Yeah.
did see this girl on TikTok go, I turned on my Bumble in Italy, and then she showed some of these guys, and I'm like, this cannot be real.
Yeah.
How good looking they are.
Really?
And then my sister went to Greece, and there
These
was
could also be like this woman.
no, and
This
then my
could be
sister went
pig
to Greece
slaughtering.
with a bunch of girls, and one girl was single, and she showed me these 2 Greece guys, and they were both like mid-40s, age appropriate, fit, salt and pepper hair babes. And I'm like, please tell me that the girl got some action. She's like, she did. I'm like, thank God. But no,
Really?
like I think if you're going to give your money away by some swindler, why don't you just skip that step and go to Italy or Greece and just bone your way through the ruins? And then come back to America
Yeah.
and then just be like, I don't expect anything.
Right.
I'm not going to give you money. I'm never going to see you again. But like, at least I know you're hot and I know that you actually are a real person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got to like get a little tour out of it.
But that all sounds great on paper. But then there were like, when we were doing our little scenario by the pool in Tempe,
Yeah.
I was like, well, the reality of the situation is
Yes.
if I was still a single guy and you were talking about going through apps, I was like, I probably would hook up with people like after shows. And
Oh, yes. Okay, let's do that
It would be back
scenario.
at like a Sonesta
So we were saying,
Suites.
so after the show, because we do a couple nights of the improv.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, your scenario, my scenario is that I'm dating a couple guys that I think are great divorce dads, and now they're blowing me off, and I'm getting insecure because they met somebody else while I was doing stand up
Right.
in Tempe.
Yeah.
Okay? Now you're doing stand up in Tempe, and you go back to this, and you bring a girl home to the Sonesta.
that I met at the Buffalo Wild Wings, which was next to the Tempe Improv. They met after the show. Everyone spilled out. A couple people went over to Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay, not exactly Greece, but
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying. And then we were having some
So
drinks.
I'm
and,
the girl, and now we've
and I'm
boned.
single.
We boned,
and-
and we wake up in the morning.
Yeah, but here's all
Yeah.
the reality of it is the air conditioning at the hotels on the Fritz is in Tempe. Now it's we
Oh,
wake
it's
up
a
in
wall unit?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
wall unit. You know that
God.
one where it says it's control it from
Yes.
there.
Yes.
They have the thing on the wall,
And it's
but it says don't
loud.
touch
Yeah.
that. Go over to the other thing,
Yeah.
and it's loud. Exactly. It sounds like you're about to take off, and yeah, and it's 92 degrees in the morning.
Right.
You're all sweaty and now sober. Or yeah.
And so I say, so what are you doing today?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the girl.
And
Let's
they're
go.
still
Let's-
there.
let's improv.
Okay.
So what are you doing today?
Oh, today I got we got another show tonight.
I know, but
Yeah.
so that's not till tonight. Like, do you want me to show you? We could go into Scottsdale, and I know this really cute Mexican place that my friend owns.
Oh, yeah. But I have to go meet Heather. I'm going to meet her. She's
Are you
got
guys fucking or what's?
No,
it's
no, no,
weird.
no. She's a friend. She's a friend. She's a friend.
All right.
But-
I think it's weird.
No.
No, I
she's
think
a-
it's weird. Like, is she gonna be weird to me when I come to the show tonight?
Oh, you're coming tonight?
Yeah, I already invited my friends
Oh, but
because I told them how funny you were.
But here's the thing. What you saw last night's going to be probably the same.
I don't care.
Are you okay with that?
No, I love comedy.
All right. So you got to come again. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, I would love to come to the brunch place or whatever, but I got to meet Heather. I said I'd meet Heather.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was so excited to meet her, and then she seemed like a bitch.
Heather?
Yeah, at the end.
She could be a bit of a bitch.
I mean, I think you were
Yeah.
funnier.
Oh,
But-
really?
yeah.
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 Well,
I don't care to hear about
yeah.
her life.
Yeah, I have a shorter amount of time, so it's easy for me to just hit it and leave. Heather's got to be up there for the full hour, so it's a lot of work.
I don't know. She just didn't seem like thrilled to meet me.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
she
No,
meets
it's
a
fine.
lot of
It's
people.
fine. Actually, I have like a ton of stuff to do too.
Do you?
But I will see you tonight, babe.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
excited
babe.
about it. Yeah.
I'm already calling you
Yeah, I
babe.
know.
Less than
Oh,
24 hours.
This
Babe,
this is giving me such anxiety because it's happened like in the past.
before you were married.
Yeah. this
Okay,
has
so now
happened.
we go to the show.
Yeah.
And I'm coming to the second show so that we can
Okay.
like fuck after.
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, great.
Um,
Which is the last thing you want.
and I brought my 5 girlfriends that all live in Scottsdale with me.
Oh,
okay?
great. Yeah.
But in the second show, there is a very drunk, annoying person who's chatting, and it throws you off, and
Right.
it's not your greatest set.
Yeah. Literally happened in Tempe. Okay, go on. Yeah.
And now it's the show's over.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I hope she didn't come, but she did.
Right.
So she comes to meet you at the bar.
Oh, hey.
Hey, babe.
Oh, so good to see you again.
Can I just apologize for my city?
oh,
I don't know what is wrong, why no one was laughing tonight.
Yeah.
You guys, he was so What? It was weird. You were so much funnier last night.
Yeah,
Because
thank
you didn't do the thing about the bird in this one.
Yeah.
Like,
I changed it up.
I'm going to tell you, he does this really funny thing. I don't know. Maybe it's not that funny. It was weird, though. It was really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least you got up there. I don't know. It was weird.
Thank you.
It was just like,
It's fine. I mean, I do this every weekend, so I mean, you take the good with the bad.
I don't know how you do. I don't know how you do it. Like I would die if I was up there and people weren't laughing.
Well, anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing your friend. I mean, this is so painful because, I mean, how many times has that happened to you? I thought you were funny. Like, oh my God.
The worst is when they say, I want to apologize for my city.
For my city.
I don't know why they're not getting your jokes.
Yeah.
And I actually thought I had a good set.
I know.
Because I'm hearing laughter. But they were at a table where people weren't paying attention.
Whatever was going on.
And they want to make me aware that there was a table in the back where they weren't impressed.
Right.
So thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah. This is why I got to be like, we eventually, like comedians, we're also needy for like hearing
compliments,
positive,
of course. Look at it. We're
affirmations.
freaks. We're standing in front of people.
I know.
Saying, listen to me for an hour.
What we do is even worse than that. We stand in front of people. Many people do that. Broadway, blah, blah, blah. But what they don't do is they don't go out after the show and like shake their hands, Like the cast of Hamilton doesn't go out after the show and go, thank you. Let me hear what you thought of me personally. Like we need to just go, bye-bye. We're done. Never to meet again. But we go out and hang out and, hear how awful we are right to our faces.
Well, I will say, all my meet and greet people tell me they love me.
Well, but your meet and greet people... You know what I mean? They're like,
but we're talking about a scenario that would happen to Chris like 5 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, Lamar Odom, poor Lamar, he has sued his former manager. She's like stealing she's still taking money for gigs and she like stole his house. It's just a mess.
But he's also like running, what I had heard, he's running like a legitimate rehab center that he's got now Bam Margera, who's having a lot of problems.
Yeah.
The guy from Jackass. That Lamar like went to his hospital room and has him on rehab, whether it sticks or not, who knows. But Lamar went and recruited him to come to his rehab.
Yeah.
So that was a nice thing to do.
Yeah, she's continuing to book him after termination and accepting payment even after being fired. She hijacked his social media accounts. So anyway, poor Lamar.
Yeah, well,
I mean, not poor Lamar. He was a really awful person before, but now he's good.
Doesn't he? I mean, he played in the NBA for a long time.
Yeah.
He's got to have some money, right?
I really think he's starting from scratch. I think he spent so much of it on drugs and everything, and so
I saw him. I think I told this story one time on Juicy Scoop, but I saw him in a parking lot of a Starbucks, like signing a deal. Like he had a bunch of like what looked like shady people around him, and he had like contracts on the hood of a car. And he was like signing contracts on the hood of a car in a Starbucks parking lot.
There's probably what are the deals this chick
That's
gave
what I'm
him?
saying. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's making the best deals.
I mean, he's getting $8,000 per post, which is very good, but it's not anywhere near what
Isn't he on like? Can he just do like the reality show? Yeah, I mean, I guess he
did
has.
the Big Brother and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember what
Can
happened.
he be on like with celebrities in space?
I think once he's already told all the stories he can tell.
Yeah.
In his book and everything about the Kardashians, there's nothing else to share.
Right.
So it's like Meghan Markle and Harry. There's nothing more to share.
Yeah, eventually you run out of stories.
There's nothing more to share. So who cares?
Right.
Good luck to you. Okay. Cynthia Nixon is so excited that, and just like that, is coming back, Chris.
I mean, how excited are you? I'm so excited for. I mean, I don't.
It's Thursday. Like we'll have already watched it.
Wait,
by the
is
time
it coming back now?
I think I just saw it's on HBO Max Thursday, so I'll have watched it.
No, that's the premiere date. I don't think is it really coming up already?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it's the 22nd.
Oh my God, that's exciting.
It is so exciting, and she says, "Where we left is Miranda's at the end of the last season. She had made this big, bold decision to renounce her very coveted internship." Where she's like, all nervous. And she follows Shay.
I believe the last thing we heard from her, she was heading out to do a sitcom in L.A., right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what's happening?
Yeah, and this was shot before the writer's strike. So either there's a couple of scenarios that I predict will happen.
Right.
One is that she gets Tony Danza to be her dad.
Because Tony Danza's playing the dad of Che Diaz in the sitcom.
Yes, but there's some remark or somebody about the fact that he is not Mexican and she's Mexican. So that's an appropriation act moment that will be a problem for the woke. The other one is
could have gotten Edward James Olmos,
yes.
Hector Elizondo. I keep okay. Anyway, go on. Yeah.
She definitely catches her cheating, or she wants to have a threesome with Miranda and like another girl.
Yeah.
Or Miranda and a guy because she is fluid.
Tony Danza. Oh, that would be good.
But then, of course, Steve. They said Steve is in the preview. I was afraid he wasn't going to come.
Oh no, really?
So you'll be able to do Steve. So
Oh,
I
good.
want to
I
do a
can
little
bring my
scenario,
Steve
just
back.
prediction
Yeah.
of she comes back to New York just to visit the kid at graduation. The kid's graduating from high school.
All right.
Oh, Steve, I thought we worked it out that I wouldn't be seeing you when I wanted to see Brady today.
So great to see you again. I mean, you look great. This is great. How's Shay? Is she doing good?
They're doing great.
Yeah.
They are finishing their pilot, and
Things are going great with the bar, and I'm doing.
I'm lying, Steve. I'm not happy.
Oh no! What happened?
I'm under her spell. I'm sorry, I'm under their spell. And I am having to do threesomes and go down on people and it's very confusing of like how to get to different places. There's all these different canyons you can take between the Valley and Warner Brothers. And I just want to go back to what I know in New York and be with you and Brady. Is it too late?
It's not too late.
That's what I think is going to happen. It's
Yeah.
not going to be too
That's
late.
pretty good.
And she's going to go back to him.
I like that one.
Mhm.
Back to listening to her son have sex with the girl. Like, wasn't that one of the scenes? Yeah, yeah.
He goes off to college. I think we're going to
Right.
get rid of Brady altogether.
I would
which was
agree with
horrible.
that. Yeah.
We're going to see her have to get in a weird
Mhm.
sex cult with Che.
I like this angle.
But then it's too much. She wants to try it and be.
Have you already talked about this on the podcast? Have you talked? Where does Aiden fit in?
Yes, my prediction is that she gets with Aiden. She also is screwing the podcast producer.
Okay.
She gets a yeast infection or a UTI. Sorry, a UTI from having too many different dicks in
Yeah.
her. We have a little funny conversation over brunch about that.
About cranberry juice or
Mhm.
something. Yeah.
And then she finds out that Aiden really isn't separated from his wife, or he decides to go back to his wife.
Oh.
So I believe it'll be like a few episodes of getting with Aiden. I don't think Aiden's going to remain a regular, or it's not going to be a regular. But he could always come back because he could always break up with the girl again.
I mean, to show you, I don't know whether how sad my life is or good or whatever. I'm so excited for the Aiden reveal.
Me
like
too.
just when you first see him again.
Yeah.
Like when you saw him in that one where he was buying carpets or whatever. And I
Yeah.
think it was
And he
Sex
turns
and the
around and
City
she
2.
goes,
Yeah.
$20 for shoes.
Yeah.
And then he picks her up and she holds her arms like this.
Right.
She's wearing like
Yeah.
a ball gown and a
Mhm.
DR t-shirt.
Yeah, right.
And he had to go there to buy some carpets.
Yeah.
Like, he had to actually go to the market
Yeah. In the Middle East.
in
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi
Right.
to get some furniture
Yeah.
for his store in New York.
They have those carpets at Home Goods, but it wouldn't have been as fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and there might be a moment of where she wants to meet the three boys, or a moment where she does deal with the three boys and it's very awkward for her. Because at this point, his kids will be like 15, 17, and 20. So he's got three teenage boys from that movie. So now they'll be old and it'll be like weird and awkward for her.
And there's no flashbacks to Mr. Big, or he's done. He's gone.
done still.
Because he has to be gone for several reasons. Probably gone just for plot reasons. And also the actor himself has been kind of canceled, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
So he can't be involved.
Yes.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm really curious to know what's going to happen with Charlotte's now non-binary daughter, Rocky.
Okay.
Or no, I think her daughter is becoming a son.
Is that the Asian girl?
No, the biological one.
Oh.
The Asian girl that they adopted is like, a genius and pianist and going off to college.
Right. Okay.
Like, I really am curious if they're going to like have her be like, oh, she's fine, that was a stage, or would that be offensive by saying it's a stage?
Yeah.
And so we have to go like through the puberty blockers and the mastectomy and how far they'll get with that, or they'll just ignore it. I think my prediction is we won't see Rocky at all.
Yeah, I think we need to focus more on the people we like.
And the adults. I think we're done with Brady and Rocky.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, I'll say this, and from the dawn of television, anytime you started bringing the kids in is when the show started to tank.
I think they need to bring the kids in just to like establish how different the world is today. But I don't think we need, if we never hear about Rocky again.
Yeah. I don't even remember Rocky. Who was Rocky?
That's her. That's her daughter. Her daughter was named Rose.
Yeah.
The daughter becomes Rocky.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
And-
See, I don't even remember any of that.
I know, but I'm saying then good.
Yeah,
Like let's just
okay.
ignore it. Let's just go to brunches. Let's have her have marital problems with with the attorney husband.
Here's what we all want out of Sex and the
Yes.
City. We
What?
want cute outfits, New York City. You know, we want to see
Yes.
New York City. We want to see up and down stoops, stairs, and that's what we want. We want, like you always do.
You know what I don't want to see? I don't want to see graphic sex.
No.
I just feel.
Remember the
I'm
masturbation scene with Chris
and
Noth?
I'm sorry to be a person of a certain age, but I don't enjoy seeing old people get it on, myself included.
Really?
You know what? I am enjoying the porn I'm watching right now on
Like an
HBO Max. I'm watching an actual porn on HBO Max. It's
What is it
called
called?
The Idol.
Oh, I've heard.
Wow.
Wow. Is this the
Johnny
Weeknd?
Depp's daughter
Yeah, Johnny Depp's
has
daughter.
the best little sexual body I think I've ever seen.
Really?
She's got nice, tiny proportion tits.
Yeah. Okay.
Tiny flat waist.
Okay.
Juicy ass.
Is that right?
Yes.
But who's the mother of that
And she just
girl?
smokes the whole time.
Who's the mother?
Some girl that
Is
also
that the
smokes.
French model that
Yeah.
he was married to for a long time?
Yeah. And then he's totally disturbing and hideous. It is so
You
sexual.
mean, who, Johnny Depp or?
No, The Weeknd.
Oh.
But
yeah, he plays
but
like a character.
I just watched.
that's-
Okay, so it's so bad. It's so sexual. But I went to bed after watching 2 episodes. Woke up at 12:30. Had to watch the third.
Really?
Yeah, and now the storyline is kind of juicy and good. It's like it's almost like she's a Britney Spears and he's a Sam Lufty's. Though Sam, don't be mad that I said this, but like where this outsider kind of comes in and takes over her, but very not similar to Britney at all, but like. And the kind of the teams and everything.
So that's who The Weeknd plays.
Yeah, now it's kind of getting better in that, like how he's controlling her and like mind fucking her, and it's almost like he's running a little cult. A little bit of it reminds me. They took a little of everything.
Yeah.
Remember the dad at the Sarah Lawrence school that moved in and became a cult leader.
Uh-huh.
It's a little bit like where he's getting these guys and girls to like do weird things to each other in front of each other, and like they're all moved into her house.
Oh, I gotta watch this.
It gets better, but I'm just also know it's super, super sexual.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But is she a singer? Why is it
She's
called The
supposed to be
Idol?
a singer. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know
singer
anything about this
dancer,
show.
and
I gotta
now
watch
it's
this
like,
show.
yeah, now you're realizing like what this guy's about.
I keep reading about it. Do you think that actors, people who have studied their whole lives acting, do you think they feel the same way as like comedians, like we do, about like people who get big on TikTok and then go play like comedy clubs? Do you think actors get that way about like The Weeknd and like all these rappers and guys who just go into acting and are pretty good at it?
Well, the only
like,
reason
out of nowhere.
I'm not angry about The Weeknd.
No, I'm saying not you, but like an
Right.
actor who studies acting. All of a sudden they're like,
Yes.
well, this guy, like,
But
there's
I
a
think
lot of like
okay,
iced
but
tea, and it goes on and
The
on.
only
and
thing
on.
in this, and correct me if I'm wrong, fans, people listen. I believe he kind of helped with the story. The story is by him and the guy that wrote Euphoria.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that he came up with the story. He
Okay.
comes off awful. Like, he comes off so gross and unattractive.
But that's a character he's playing.
Right, but
Yeah.
it is going to probably affect
Well,
the way I
heard
feel
he's
about
not-
him in the
I
future.
heard he's not doing season 2. That's what I just read.
He should.
Whether his character is...
I shouldn't, because his character is so unappealing. And even
Yeah.
at one point, he has like his shirt off and the body's not good.
Yeah.
And like just everything
Right.
about what I thought was cool about The Weeknd, I'm now like, but so I would say, yeah, get out of it.
Yeah.
Let people forget how gross you were
Uh-huh.
with your wig and your rat tail and like what a gross character
But
you
that's
are.
a good thing. He must be a good actor if
I
he's
think he
giving
is
you
good
that
in it.
vibe. That's what he wants you to...
But I don't really know his personality before. Like we all
well,
know,
yeah.
we all know
Since-
that Post Malone is like the sweetest tattooed delight there
You
is.
see the
Like,
videos of him talking to kids on the street.
I mean, he's just on it. Like he's just like he's
Yeah.
like a
Right.
sweet dork inside that looks
Seems
like a
it.
killer.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we know his, but I don't feel like we ever knew The Weeknd's personality.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the first intro to seeing him talk. And it's But she is gorgeous. If she just has to stop smoking because she is going to have the same teeth as her dad in
Oh,
about a
those
year. If she does
teeth.
not, and she's
Yeah.
smoking so much as she will bring back Virginia Slims like nobody else. Watch. Girls will start
I didn't
wanting
think they
to
were
smoke
allowed to have
cigarettes.
smoking on TV anymore. Don't they have a warning before the show or
I
something?
think
I've seen like warnings for the show. There's adult content and
No.
also there's smoking.
they don't say smoking.
Oh, they don't?
No,
Really?
no.
Wow.
So, a Catholic school teacher was caught in compromising positions in the classroom by students.
Wow.
God, I mean, trying to like bone kids in the Catholic school. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with these people. I'm moving on. This woman
Oh, well.
knocked on a coffin and came back alive after being dead for like a week.
Well, I got bad news.
Did she
came
die?
back. Yeah, she died yesterday. Yeah. I hope they didn't return the coffin because, yeah, she wound up dying. But if anybody mistakes you for dead and is about to bury you, it's
Yeah.
probably not a good. You're probably not in great shape. In the first place, I would imagine. Like, so
I always think that, but also that is why if
'Cause-
you are going to do the traditional coffin, that is nice that they put like a nice pillow and stuff in there because
Yeah.
like God forbid they make a mistake.
But I feel like there's a long time between actually like the death and the funeral. Like there's days, and this woman there's video of the funeral, and you see her like all of a sudden she just starts stirring in the coffin. It's like two people there. It's like in I don't know, an impoverished country. There's like a little fan going in the corner. And anyway, she just starts waking up, and the guy's like, "What's happening?" And they picked her up a little bit, but anyway, she wound up dying yesterday.
Ugh.
Yeah, so.
And then what do they do then? Then they were like, well, can we get a half price on the second round?
Yeah, I guess they were like,
and then you have to tell everybody like,
everybody come back.
yeah,
Just
like,
remember.
sorry,
Yeah.
can we still do this? Like,
Yeah.
oh, well, like,
Right.
I already went and you wear the same outfit.
Oh, no, I don't know.
I mean, how many
That's-
black dresses do you have?
This
You
is
wear
a
the
lot
same
of,
out.
yeah.
Do they have any leftover sandwiches that they
Yeah.
just like put the set, like how much do you redo this?
I mean,
Let's do a
yeah.
redo or just call it a day.
Yeah. I think, yeah, at this point.
J-Lo did a real thirst trap on Father's Day.
I saw that. I feel like
Um,
it's a little low on the picture. That's
yeah,
like
that's what it
almost-
was about.
That's almost dick.
But also, it's a selfie that he, like, I think it's, wait, maybe that wouldn't have been a selfie. They said it was a selfie, but this looks like it's not a selfie. Anyway,
no, it's
very,
a selfie he took in a mirror. He didn't do it like this. He's
Oh,
looking,
and
he's
then
shooting it in a mirror.
and then that's what she posted.
This is like when he was
This
on
is
like
so
a Raya.
planned.
Remember he was on Raya,
Yeah,
and there was that one thing where he was on Raya and some girl.
I think he's on Ozempic. Look at how thin he is.
Yeah, but this is probably 10 years ago.
No,
Yeah?
well, he must have sent it to her,
Yeah,
and then
that's
she
true.
had it.
Yeah.
But that's what you do for Father's Day. They are thirsty.
And did nothing for the other
Mark
dad, Mark
Anthony.
Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard.
But I also think I don't care about that she didn't do anything for Mark Anthony. It's her
Yeah.
kids that should have done something.
Right.
But if you're going to do a Father's Day thing, really you do one of just like, look at my hot husband and he's a good dad.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're thirsty like
they are.
everybody
They
else.
got to be thirsty. They got to keep. I mean,
They're,
that's part of
they're
the gig,
just as
right?
thirsty as the rest of us. All right. Who do you think should take over Wheel of Fortune?
Are you gonna? You want to hear my?
Yes.
You want to hear my person, and you might disagree.
That's all right. It's okay. We've
All right.
disagreed on many things.
I'm gonna say Whoopi Goldberg. I think Whoopi Goldberg.
I totally agree.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right.
So the names that are being like twirled around:
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest, Vanna White.
Well, that's what I initially thought. I'm like, give it to Vanna White. If she's gonna hang around still, she hasn't announced yet whether she's gonna still.
Is that kind of like when Sonny Bono died and they let the wife like take over the Senate seat?
Yeah,
I always thought that's always kind of weird.
It was mayor, I think. He was mayor of Palm
Oh,
Springs, whatever. But
okay.
yeah, she did take over. But she was like politically minded
But isn't
anyway.
that? I always think that's really weird that like a spouse. I'm like, this isn't like the royal family.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. And
Strange.
look at the Lakers. Doesn't the daughter run the Lakers now? Jeannie Buss.
yeah,
yeah.
but she
so-
always worked in there.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Okay, but Vanna White. I think Vanna White was looking for a reason to end it.
That's what I'm saying. Like
so
I
this
think
is
she
the
might be out
perfect
too.
ending.
Because she's 60 something or two. And
She's
been
like
doing it
65.
30
She must look
years.
amazing.
yeah,
But like at a certain point, she probably never wanted to quit. And this is her perfect, like,
done.
she lives. I know she has a place out in Kona, and like
Yeah.
just like go have
That's it. Live
have
your
some
life.
fun.
I know.
Maggie Sajak, Pat Sajak's daughter,
She's
has been
cute.
involved with
She
the
was
show.
recently on it.
Whoopi, Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady be good too.
Yeah, he's always good.
Yeah.
LeVar Burton.
Also good because he was. They were talking about him for Jeopardy, but
I
also
don't know-
good.
I don't know this guy, Stephen A. Smith. He's a
Stephen
sports
A.
media.
Smith's a sports guy. He's ESPN. That's a joke. He would never do it.
He'll
He's
never do it.
no.
Okay. So
Um,
we both agree. Whoopi.
I think Whoopi needs to get out of The View.
Me too.
I feel like she's a funny person who's like, you forgot how funny she could potentially be because she's like in that political world of The View.
yes.
She gets out of that. She goes over and just has fun again, like Steve Harvey kind of did with Family Feud. Like,
yeah.
you know, I'm having fun again. I don't have to be. So yeah, I think it's a perfect move for her. Leave The View.
However, if I was the executive, it is kind of wise to go with someone younger that's going to do this for the next 20 years.
But nobody's
because the show's never going
Nobody
away.
young's watching.
Not young like
Yeah.
35. Whoopi's like 70.
I
I'm
know.
saying choosing someone like 50.
Yeah, like
That
a
just can-
Seacrest.
Yeah.
But Seacrest is he's not. He
He's
doesn't
not it.
want
He's
this.
not it.
He's done. He's got enough money and enough jobs. He doesn't want this.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, what if Michael Strahan does too much? The guys who are like professional hosts.
But Pat Sajak was never funny with it. It's not a funny thing.
No, it's not funny. I mean, he is funny-ish. I mean, honestly, I believe Pat Sajak is perfect at the job. I mean,
Right.
he's so good at being a game show host. Funny enough, doesn't take away from the show.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on any of these people.
All right.
Here's a photo of the they're horrified. This is the Idol. They said fans are horrified by the X-rated sex scene in the Idol.
I mean, people can't be. There's some like real porn is so accessible these days. How can anybody be horrified by
Pretty shocking.
Cinemax
I want to just go
porn?
back to this one more thing. I'm just like, is Johnny Depp watching his daughter in this or
Well,
not? Because I remember my friend was out with a group of women and Dakota Johnson,
yeah,
who was in the 50 Shades of Grey.
right.
Her
Don
mom,
Johnson's
Melanie Griffith, was
daughter.
there. And they were talking, and somehow the show came up. It was already like out. This is like
Yeah.
a few years ago. And she was like, "Did you like it? Did you?" And they're like, "You didn't see it?" And she's like, "I couldn't. I did not watch it." And this is like a major movie that her daughter was in, and the daughter was good in it.
Yeah,
Dakota's
very
good,
Yeah.
but it was sexual. But I will say this is 10 times more sexual and more about her sexual body than anything you would have seen in 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, because they're both in the business, it might be a little bit better because like what it takes. Like a sex
Yeah.
scene isn't really a sex scene. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like, oh, I know there's 35 people standing around.
She's also though
blah, blah.
she cries a lot on cue.
yeah,
So she definitely has like really good Johnny Depp acting chops.
right.
So I think she'll do a lot more after this. I just wonder if, I guess it's not a mistake because now we know who she is, but it is like such
it'll
a
be
sexual
fine.
thing. She'll be fine.
Like all of those kids from the other one that's on HBO. I mean, that every one of them's career is like skyrocketing.
A bear,
Euphoria.
an Arizona man, he was
Oh.
wearing a hat like
Okay.
yours,
Yeah.
was eaten and killed by a bear, attacked by a bear.
Yeah.
And they tried to stop it. They tried to scare the bear away.
Yeah.
And he was just setting up something in the woods,
And the bear got him.
and the bear got him.
No, I mean it's a bear being a bear.
I feel like bears have gotten scarier.
We're talking about an actual bear. We're talking about that tidal wave again. Because we did talk about other bears.
This was
earlier.
your story. Can you tell me about this story?
Oh yeah, this is a Chinese woman who I guess climbed. Now Mount Everest, I did not know this, which is another thing I have no desire to do.
Never.
But there are people who like I have to climb that mountain. And you read all the stories about what happened. Like I guess as you climb up Mount Everest, you just see dead bodies on the way up because people die. I guess a lot from what I'm gathering from.
I'm going to
reading.
say out of Submarine, Space, and Mount Everest, 100% Mount Everest is the least desirable one because it's all on my body to get up there.
Yeah, it's like all uphill.
Yeah, horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so go on.
Yeah. So I guess what happens is you have a Sherpa who walks you up.
Okay,
you
like
know,
a helper.
helps you. Yeah, he
Okay.
helps you. They know the
Like
area.
a caddy.
Yeah,
if you're a
they're
golfer.
very much like a caddy. Exactly. Anyway, they're from the country. They know the terrain.
Okay.
This woman, I guess, pretty much died on, and they found her on the way up. Some other people in her hike found
Well,
her.
where did her Sherpa go?
I don't think she had one.
Oh,
Whatever.
you don't have to have one. That's
Yeah,
like an
not
extra
that
fee.
I know of. But anyway, she was pretty much frozen to death, and
Okay.
this man rescued her. The Sherpa
Instead
rescued
of shitting in her mouth.
her. He didn't shit in her mouth. She was frozen. So he
Yeah.
rescued her and like took her back down. And I guess if you're rescued by a Sherpa, you have to pay them $10,000 called a rescue fee or
Okay.
something. And she's refusing to pay. She says, I didn't need your help. I was fine. But, you know, I wasn't frozen. I was sleeping.
Yeah.
But apparently, so now she paid
I
him.
was just resting my
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, so she paid him $4,000, and the fee is $10,000. So apparently, she's getting a lot of flack on different social medias that she needs to pay up to the guy.
I hope that she doesn't try to do it again. Be like, well, you know, I'm going to go back next year because I didn't actually get to the top.
Yeah,
Like, just call it a day
I
and
know.
pay the dude. I mean, my God.
Yeah,
Ugh.
you know what? To show you how little I want to do Mount Everest. I still don't know why this even happens, but sometimes you're walking through an airport, and we've walked through a lot of things, malls, whatever, and I don't know why airports. I don't know if they don't have a proper grading system. Why are there all of a sudden a hill in an airport, like in a hallway?
Yeah,
airport
you're
hallway.
right.
All of a sudden there's a hill, like in an airport hallway. You never see that in any other building except for an airport. And there's one as you leave LAX. There's one at Delta. If you leave
Yeah.
Delta. And every time I'm about to hit it, I'm like, oh, here comes this hill that I got to walk up. It's probably a foot grade up. And I'm like, that's how little I don't want to climb Mount Everest. I'm like, I don't even want to walk up the Delta hallway that's a little inclined. But why are there inclines in airports?
Well, speaking of, did you hear about, let me get to the, did you hear about the horrible thing that happened in the tourist plunged to
I
his death
did.
at the Grand Canyon?
Did he jump or?
I mean, it has to
Yeah.
be because it's high enough.
I know. People lean over these
But I
things
am
and-
obsessed with people dying in the Grand Canyon. Before this
Yeah.
thing was built, we went like 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And I bought a book about all the mysterious deaths
Mhm.
and there were so many couples where the wife
Oh.
accidentally
Yeah.
got too close, wanting
Right.
to take a photo, and then the guy because once somebody falls over, forget it.
It's over, right? Yeah.
And they tried to why are you bothering?
No, you
Like
fall,
there's no
yeah,
way to
Right.
do this.
Is that so this is new, the skywalk or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. It looks
You-
I've never been to the Grand Canyon. One of these
Ugh.
days I'll go.
You know, in New York, there's that building.
We
did you
went
go,
up there.
We're to the
one time,
top,
Yeah.
and you look down. That
Yeah,
is kind of
That's
freaky.
crazy, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
like
pretty
you
cool.
get two in your head when you think about
Mhm.
that, along with like being on a ship too. I imagine like jumping off all the
Yeah,
time.
I don't like any of that. So when I was an electrician in New York City, thank you,
Yeah.
before I was a successful comedian, I was a local 3 IBW electrician. And I used to do a lot of like open construction work where you were literally up on the 50th floor with no walls, just like on steel.
Yeah, but they like tie you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wasn't on open steel, but there was no walls and you were out there like up 50 floors. Terrifying.
Really
Yeah.
terrifying. You know, I wonder why they. You know when people are like washing windows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that would be like a dumb romantic comedy, like a girl's in her window, and she sees the guy washing it,
Yeah.
and they have like a moment, and then she
Oh.
sees him again, and he's like, she lives in a big penthouse, like she wouldn't want anything to do with me.
Somebody.
But then he has a great idea
Yeah.
that also makes him like a billionaire.
Somebody call Ryan Gosling and let's see who else. And Dakota Fanning. I like Dakota Fanning. No, Dakota
Dakota
Johnson.
Johnson.
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota
By the way, have you
Johnson.
seen the trailer for the Jennifer Lawrence movie?
Yeah, and I think it's weird. It's like the Catholic school teacher. Like, why are they paying a 35-year-old woman to date their 18-year-old son?
Yeah, that aside, it also just seems like a retreaded like 80s movie that I feel like, I don't know, it's very strange.
I just think her career ever since Weinstein has gone to prison, coincidentally,
Yeah.
don't know why, has
'Cause-
kind of fallen off.
Yeah, because she was apparently like That's
Oh,
why that was her
she
career. Was
yeah, I mean,
Weinstein,
and
right?
she was, like, cast in all these parts that, honestly, she wasn't really right for. Remember she was playing the mistress in The Hustle?
Yeah.
And I was like, "This girl is, like, 21. Why is she playing, like, a 30-year-old?" Or no, she
Yeah.
wasn't I don't know, she was the wife, and then, like, there was, like, a few things that she was cast in that she was, like, too young to be,
Right.
and then but she kept winning Oscars and kept being nominated.
Yeah. She was.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the one where she sold the mops. She's decent in that movie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think I've ever seen a Jennifer Lawrence movie outside
I just
of that
feel like
one.
she's kinda, like, so this might be, like, her comeback, you
Yeah.
know? But, people love her, she's funny. Who is she dating?
She's married with a kid. Didn't they just have a kid? I think.
I feel like she married somebody else's, like, ex-husband that was famous. Like,
don't
I
know
get
about
her
that.
and, like, Scarlett Johansson and which
Yeah.
husband and which baby they're on, and, like,
Yeah. Well, I'll say this: if you watch the trailer for the new movie that she's got coming out, comedy's hard, and
Yeah.
it's very apparent in that trailer that comedy's hard.
is there a
And-
moment where she's on a treadmill and loses her balance and goes running off of it out of
Might as
frame?
well be. I mean, it's that kind of like hacky bits that we all know
Yes.
from movies. It's those kind of things,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There is this girl I follow. Her name's Delaney.
okay.
I reached out to her. I want her on Juicy Scoop.
Yeah.
She is so brilliant, and her whole account is her doing annoying parts written by men of the most annoying girl in an indie movie.
Yeah.
So she'll be like, just want to. Why is it that soup sometimes so calming? She does this and she looks
Yeah.
like those. She's got brown hair and she's pretty, but not a lot of makeup, and then she does like, the bartender. In a movie, or the detective, the female
Yeah.
detective, just all the cliches where she's
I
like,
gotta watch.
why don't you
this.
stop holding your dicks and get this case going? This is my
Yeah.
jurisdiction, and like walks out,
Right,
like all
right,
that kind of
right.
stuff we make fun of too. But she
Yeah.
actually looks like she could be the role.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
that kind of stupid stuff.
All right, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the bartender
Yeah.
one. The bartender one's the best. Where she's
Yeah.
like, she's got her rag and she's like, whiskey on the rocks. Haven't seen you get around here in a while. Like the most gorgeous girl
Yeah.
is working at the shittiest
Right.
bar in
Yeah.
the smallest town with no hope. Like this girl never got married or got the fuck out.
Yeah. It's my
Like,
favorite.
Porcelain skin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
beautiful teeth.
Yeah, the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise, Brian Brown, who plays like his mentor in it. He makes everyone's like, this guy is the greatest part of that. And I believe they're working in TGI Fridays. They're working in the beginning they show it when they go hippie hippie shake and they're throwing the bottles back and forth, and he's like a 60-year-old man working at TGI Fridays, which some people would frown upon by society standards. But in the movie, they're like, this is the guy.
This is the guy who does makeup pina
Get to
colada.
know him.
Wait, TGI Fridays on Canoga, which was a staple in my life growing up
Okay.
in Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
It is gone. There's some new
Aw.
building that's going up. It's like halfway done.
Yeah.
I'm just dying to see what it's going to be. I hope it's still a restaurant.
Yeah.
But that is where we went after every time I performed or anything at my high
Really?
school,
That
because
was
it
where
was
you-
the
yeah.
only place that was open past 10.
Okay. Yeah. We had Friendlies, which was like an ice cream place. That's where you went after. There I was, like sitting there with rouge on my cheeks. My father would be like, "Oh my God, what do we do?" Oh boy, it all worked
Oh,
out.
my
It all
God.
worked out for us.
Very sad. 2 Americans have been found dead at an oceanfront resort in Mexico.
You always hear these stories.
They don't know if it's drugs. They don't know if it's carbon dioxide.
A lot of times it's like air conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's so weird.
I mean, it's not a Cabo or anything. It's a smaller
yeah.
city, and
Were they
but
in
they're
their
gorgeous.
rooms?
they're in the room together.
Yeah. It's like
And just like fellas like
Yes.
didn't wake up, and we don't know what's going on. And she's from Newport, and she's like 27 from Newport. He's like 41.
yeah.
Really, really sad. Yeah.
Well,
Okay. That is too depressing. The rest are depressing. Listen, tell everybody, besides coming to see us, where are our dates? We are going to
we
be,
have August.
we
are
have
doing
August. We
are
have
doing a
3
bunch in
shows
August.
in August.
All East
We're-
Coast,
We're doing the Mohegan Sun,
Mohegan Sun,
the Long
great
Island,
casino.
the Long Island one.
We're doing the Paramount Theater on Long Island.
Yes.
Back to my hometown, back to my people. Paramount.
And Mash Tucket.
That's the casino.
Okay. And what's the
Yeah.
other one? New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yes.
Yes.
Everything at heathermcdonald.net. You're going to see Chris and I together.
And then you can come see me in July at the LOL Comedy Club in San Antonio, Texas.
That
then
is
I'm
a
at
really fun club.
Cap City. That's on the 19th of July.
In
Austin,
Austin.
Cap City on the 20th. And then the 21st, House of Blues in Houston, July 21st. Frangiola.fun has everything.
And coming to Texas.
Coming to Texas.
Those three Texas cities.
Texas cities, just driving
Super
from
fun.
city to city. Whoa,
Oh, we
wait a minute.
definitely have to bring that to Texas.
Yes. Hold on.
Put the sunglasses, please, dear God. Now I can see you perform in Texas.
Right. Yeah, that's where I'll be.
Also,
Well, you'll see me in Montauk as well.
I need to see you wearing that walking through a field with some like random roosters and chickens.
Yeah. This was $20. Come on. Was I going to buy it? Works.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye-bye.